Do you know that this year is the 42nd annual 1890s Day Jamboree?
That's right. Is it 42 or 41?
No,
Well,
it's 42. It's 42.
If you back up to 76 all the way through this year and you've had a Jamboree every year, that's 42, isn't it?
I think so.
I believe it is.
I think we got 42 years.
I'm excited to be part of the 1890s Day again this year. We've got 4 stages up and running. Is that right?
4 stages.
Wow. We have grown through the years from that one little stage on the courthouse lawn, and we just keep expanding and reaching out. And every year it gets bigger and better. It's kind of like me, bigger and better every year. Huh?
You definitely get better. I can say that. You are going to do some announcing for me, aren't you?
I'm going to try my best to. I got to thinking on the way over here. 1890s Day Parade. I have done the 1890s Day Parade, I know, 25 years at least.
Well, you know why you do the 1890s parade?
They can't get anyone else to do that.
Because you know everybody as they come down the parade line. And I've often thought, who in the world could sit up there and do what you do? Because you know everybody by name.
Oh, you're kind. I guess the older you get, the more people you know. You know everybody.
I thank you. Like I say, I don't want to have to deal with you very much.
I understand.
Because I know you're going to be the last person to let me down.
Slowly.
Slowly.
I want to know something. What are we going to do Friday night on the stages there?
Look at them.
I was thinking there on the what I call the Walter Jackson stage, we're going to have Amy Lee Garner Wilson to come. We're going to have the Heritage Quartet. We're going to have a Pointed Quartet. We're going to have the Greasons from right here. We're going to have Testimony Quartet. That's Mr. Ken Hicks and his group. We're going to have Judge Hollander's family, the Hollander family. The Jordan family band, man, those kids can play some instruments and sing beautifully. And we're going to have the Bond Servants. Now, that's all going to be Friday night on the Walter Jackson Chevrolet stage. And then you think about the Ringo Telephone Company stage. You're going to have Anthony Quarles. You're going to have Cody Harris and Ben Strone. The 11th Hour Worship, you're going to have Summer Shanonan, used to be Summer Hollander.
Everybody
and
will know about Summer
she's an artist
Hollander.
out of Nashville, and you will love her. She's got such a gift. And then we've got the Mountain View Chrysler stage up at Cleveland Street. We've got Jesse Connor. We have Masterpiece Quartet. Amy Lee Garner Wilson's going to be there. The 2x2 Quartet, you're going to have Dana Russell, and you're going to have Emmaus Road. They're going to be up there. That's all on those stages Friday night. And you say, David, you said we had 4 stages. You've covered 3. Well, guess what? Up at the world-renowned Western Atlantic Railroad Depot, Friday night, we're going to have the 1890s Day Beauty Pageant.
And you're going to enter.
Well, I went up there one year to enter, and I shaved my legs and cut both of them, and she disqualified me. So I don't guess I'll get to do that this year. But I'm looking forward to seeing everyone that enters that, because you know what? Pam Hollander works so hard putting that together every year up there, and I'm so excited that she's become just a staple with 1890s Day. I think this is about 6 or 7 of the beauty pageants that we've done now, and people look so forward to that every year. So if you've got a little one out there, or a teen, or up to 18 years of age, and you think that you want to come out and be part of the beauty pageant, usually the theme is patriotic dressing. So let Miss Pam know. Give her a call and say, I want to be part of that beauty pageant.
I think we need to give credit to Junior's Hardware. He sponsors that stage and the beauty pageant, and so does Lisa's Diamonds.
Lisa Golden Diamond, right here in Fort Oglethorpe.
Right.
That's wonderful. See, she reaches out to this community, and she knows the value of it as well as Junior. So we're real excited about that. We've got just a large group of sponsors this year, and we just could not do it without our sponsors, and we're so proud of that. I think what sets our program aside from any other, a lot of the others you go to, you're charged an admission to get in, you're charged for the entertainment, and these sponsors have made it all possible through the years that we bring you free entertainment, and they pick up the tab for all that. So we are just blessed that they do that for us. And we've always got chairs out on the courthouse lawn and at the stages that you can come and sit in free of charge. We pick up the tab for that. I don't know anywhere that you can spend Memorial Weekend and have as much fun as what you can at Ringo down at 1890s Day. And drive a little and save a lot, because the only thing that you're going to be out cost-wise will be the food that you purchase, as well as all the arts and crafts. Every year we have over 100 art and craft booths, and these guys they're authentic. When I think about how that they sit down and they literally make their arts and crafts with their hands, they don't go through a catalog and order it from overseas and ship it in here and want you to come and buy it, because you can get stuff like that anywhere. But the art and craft booths, they're all authentic, and I think that you will enjoy the caliber of crafter that we've got coming in. And then you think about the food vendors. My goodness, we'll have at least a dozen food vendors this year, won't we?
Yeah, I think we've got 22.
How about that? 22 food vendors. Can you imagine that? So if you have an appetite for, I don't know, barbecue,
ice cream,
hot dogs, ice cream, corn, whatever your heart desires, it's going to be there from 22 vendors. Isn't that great? And then we're going to go over to Saturday. After we finish Friday night's lineup, we're going to go to Saturday at the Walter Jackson stage. Wow. Let me tell you something. This gentleman right here has got a program for you that you're not going to believe. Tell them about what's going on that stage.
Well, several years ago, I kept telling Doc that we had a perfect venue to have a contest, and I've been going all over the Southeast to various contests, and they finally said yes. If I'd coordinated, they'd do it. Well, the first question I asked is, who's going to put the money up? Well, I'm not going to pay my fiddle player $100 because you won't get anybody, and so they want to know how much, and I think my portion of the expenses is probably $12,000, so it's pretty good. But when you put that kind of prize money out there, then you attract quality musicians. Last year we had contestants from 7 states. We had 102 people to enter the various contests. And I think personally, in my travels around the Southeast now, our contest probably is one of the ones that's growing the most. Mm-hmm. Some of them that I go to are declining in people that participate and declining in people that are attending. But one of the things that you've already touched on, it don't cost anything for our contestants to enter the contest, and some of the contests that are going on around the Southeast is you've got to pay an entry fee. You may not have to pay an entry fee to get into the contest, but if you're going to enter and compete, you got to pay an entry fee. And our contest is not that way. So, you know, if a guy comes knowing that he's not going to win first place, at least it's not going to cost him anything. He can get on the stage and get exposure. He may not win, but there ain't going to be any money out of his pocket. But I think last year we had 100 and something contestants from 7 different states. Now running this contest is like sending out wedding invitations, and on the day of the wedding you think, oh my goodness, there's nobody going to show up. And then I'll probably make 50 trips to the registration table on Saturday morning and say, who signed up for this and who signed up for that, because I'm always worried that contestants are not going to show, but they always do. So the first thing that happens on the courthouse stage is we have a mandolin contest. Registration tent opens at 8:30. The contest starts at 9:30. We'll have a mandolin contest. I think, I don't have it in front of me, but I think the winner gets $200, second place $100, third place $50. And so we usually have 8 or 9 contestants. Now, I really would like for local people to come. I know that I've got some people coming out of Nashville. I got some people coming out of South Alabama. I got some people coming from various places, but I want some local people to come. So that's the first event. Second event will be the guitar contest, and I need local people to enter that also, and it pays the same thing. By the time the mandolin and the guitar's over, of course, David has got to have the parade. And if you hadn't been to Ringo for an 1890 parade or down home Christmas parade, David has a gift for gab. He can get out there on that microphone and he can talk with the best of them. In fact, I have some of the people that comes from out of town that I see at these various events, and they always tell me when David starts announcing the parade, said, boy, that guy don't lack words to say, does he? And
and the lineup for the parade, 9 o'clock. Where's the lineup?
Robin Road.
Robin Road, behind First Bank, the old Northwest Georgia Bank. We want everyone over there lined up. We're going to come down Robin Road. We're going to turn right on Alabama Highway 151. Then we're going to turn right on U.S. Dixie Highway 41, going right down through the heart of beautiful Ringo, Georgia. Now,
everybody has to know that if you hadn't been to 1890s, and we had this Ringo Opry Saturday night, and I asked for a show of hands, who all's been to 1890? There was a lot of people that hadn't been. And I had to explain to them, we shut the street down. There's no traffic. There's nothing on that main street from the Methodist Church all the way down to the depot except craft booths and food vendors. And so you have to be there to understand it's elbow to elbow on Friday night. I've told Doc many times, I wish I could get that crowd at my stage on Saturday. Of course, on Saturday, the crowd follows the shade. Early in the morning, they're sitting in the shade, and as the shade moves around in front of the courthouse, so does the crowd move. And by late afternoon, we've got a good crowd there. They're not going to sit out in the sun, probably. But, okay, so now we've had the mandolin and the guitar. After that, the parade's over. The dignitaries have said their thing. We've had the national anthem. By then, it's about 12:30. We're going to have a banjo contest. In the banjo contest, like the mandolin and the guitar, it pays about the same thing. I sure would like to have some local people in the banjo contest. We had a group perform up at the Ringo Opry Saturday night. They were really good, and the guy in the group played the mandolin, he played the guitar, he played the banjo, and I said, "Hey, buddy, you ought to come down to the main stage and enter every one of those events. Don't leave some of that money laying on the table. I'd like for some of that prize money to stay at home, so maybe he'll show up." But then we have the fiddle competition. Now, our fiddle competition is different than most of these fiddle competitions because we have it age bracket. We don't have a 10-year-old competing against somebody who's 20 years old that he doesn't have a chance to win. So we have broken down 10 and under. So people that enter the fiddle contest 10 and under are competing with people in their own age bracket, in their own level of playing. They have a chance to win. And then it goes from 16 to from 11 to 16 and 16 to 21 and 21 to 31. It goes up from there, but people are going to be competing in their own event. Now, when the fiddle contest is over, the last 4 events, the senior fiddle, 16 to 21, there's 4 events. They will have to come back later on to compete against each other for what we call a fiddle off. Now, the winner of our fiddle competition will walk away with $750. Now that's good. That's good money
wonderful.
For coming and playing 2 tunes in the competition and then 3 tunes for the fiddle off. So you played 5 tunes, you get $750. I think that's pretty good myself.
I'm gonna start fiddling.
And so I encourage people, don't leave money on the table. Now, I went to judge a contest 2 weeks ago. I was embarrassed for them, because I was comparing them to our contest. But they did have a harmonica contest. They only had 2 people to enter, but they paid 4 or 5 places. And so I knew this one kid there. I said, "Look, don't leave money on the table. Can you not play one song on a harmonica?" And so he didn't have any, but he had to ask one of the other contestants, "Can I borrow a harmonica?" And I thought, that's the one thing I don't think I would want to borrow from somebody. And then if I did loan it to him, I probably would just say, "Just go ahead and keep it, you can have it." But he entered, he didn't leave any money on the table. He could play 2 songs, weren't very good. Then we have a band contest. Now the band contest, we've cut that down to we only allow 5 bands in it. So far we've got 3 bands that are local and 2 bands that are coming out of Nashville or 1 out of Murfreesboro. The winner of the band contest will take home $600. Second place will take home $400, and third place take home $200. And 2 places, they won't get any money. So I would say, if you're a local band running around here and somebody offered you $600 to come and do a gig, it's probably okay to go and do that gig, would you not think?
I believe I'd jump on that like a duck on a June bug.
Yeah, and so if they come down here and play 3 songs and if they can win the contest, they get $600. That's nothing to sneeze at. All right, now then, the dance the fiddle band competition's all over. Now we got dance competition. And I know beyond a doubt, we have the biggest dance competition when it comes to clogging and that sort of dancing in the whole Southeast, because I go all over. And last year we had 52 dancers in our contest. And so that again is broken down by age bracket. We're not going to have a 6-year-old clogger competing with a 17-year-old clogger. They're going to compete with somebody their age, and they're going to get good money in that. So we'll have all that, and then we'll have team dance competition. Dr. Graham can talk to you about that because he's in charge of the Choo Choo Cloggers, and he knows what's involved in that. But we had 5 dance teams last year, and they take home good money. So, and then after all that's over, we come back with our fiddle off, and that's the winners out of the 4 age brackets, and they come back to fiddle. They've already won $250 because they won their age bracket. Now they're going to try to win the fiddle off, and they'll get $500 more if they win that. My hope is that our competition on that main stage will go until it's time for the fireworks, and so that's what I'm in charge of. I don't really know what's going on in the other stages. I know all the time we're having our contest, something's going on somewhere else, but I don't know anything about that. I just concentrate on my stage, which is the contest.
It was once said, variety is the spice of life.
Yeah.
So if you come to Ringo, you've got it, don't you?
Absolutely. And
guys, it's what has made this free for everybody, really our sponsors.
Yeah.
Our sponsors really support us. And this year, there's going to be signage all over the event recognizing our sponsors. At each stage, there's going to be a list of who's going to be on and when, some things that we're doing different this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, the people out there, when you're there, when you see a sponsor, tell them you appreciate it.
I tell you something else that people that I see all over the Southeast comes to Ringo, and then I talk to them later. They're very, very impressed with the patriotic theme in Ringo because we have all of the flags that are flying everywhere, and they just say, we've never seen anything like it. And then this Saturday, of course, the event's through on Saturday night. They'll drive back through Ringo on Sunday morning, and all the chairs is gone, the stage is gone, and flags are put up on the courthouse square.
That's right.
I don't even know how they accomplished that. So
they think that the flag ferry came down and boom, in the middle of the night finished.
It's an
impressive.
impressive.
But it's beautiful.
It's an impressive town. So if you hadn't been to Ringo to 1890 days, you just have to go to really appreciate it.
You know, I was excited. A little birdie whispered in my ear just a minute ago, and he said, Barney Fife is coming to Ringo. Barney Fife is coming to Ringo. Well, since Mr. Comey's no longer the FBI director, I think he's in the running for that position.
Yeah.
He very well could be. But if he don't get that position, he's going to be here in Ringo, Georgia, Saturday. He's going to be there with the car. Where does he reside these days?
Arkansas, I think.
No, it's Alabama.
He's an old Alabama boy.
He ain't from Alabama. Ain't no way he's from Alabama. But I tell you what, if you've ever watched Andy Griffith and you've ever seen Barney, this guy is about as
he's a ringer, isn't he? Just
replica
a dead ringer.
of Barney Fife.
We called the Chamber of Commerce. We didn't know his name, but we asked for Barney Fife, and Chamber. Everybody knows him by Barney Fife. So,
That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. So he's going to be there. We're excited. So come get your picture made with Barney. I'm telling you what, he will nip it, nip it, nip it. So I'm so looking forward to him being there. Well, let me get back to another stage real quick. Ringo Telephone Stage there on the Tennessee Street. We're going to have Courtney Daly Band. We're going to have Courtney Holder. We're going to have Bob DeYoung. We're going to have Arlo Gilliam and Tim Starnes. We're going to have Preston James, Troy Underwood. We're going to have Bobby Randall featuring Melissa Lee, and we're going to have Robbie Hopkins Band. That's all going to be on the Ringo Telephone Stage there on Tennessee Street on Saturday. And then we're going to have the Mountain View Chrysler Stage on Cleveland Street, and you're going to have Stallion, you're going to have Slow Time, you're going to have Cross Country, you're going to have Duct Tape Gypsies, you're going to have Sullivan Band, you're going to have Crosswire, and you're going to have the Outlaw 45. So we are so looking forward to all of these different genres of music and varieties.
I'm sorry, I can't go see some of these acts.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm tied to my stage. I don't get to see them, but it looks like
Yeah,
I'd really
there
like
you
to
go.
see duct tape chicks.
That'd be something to see, wouldn't it? I remember one year I looked up on the stage and there was a band on the stage called the Squirrel Barkers. I said, "Boy, I'd like to see that." I'm telling you,
Bobby Wilburn,
it
wasn't
was Bobby Wilburn. Hey, you know,
Billy Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell, boy, he was a wonderful guy. Billy Mitchell, I called him the deafest musician I ever played with. He couldn't hear thunder, but he could play and loved it. And I want you to know, I was thinking today about guitar players and mandolin players. Jaime Maderas came to mind.
Yeah.
Man, he
and
can play mandolin, guitar, and he's a local guy.
He's a local guy, and I've tried to get Jaime to come, but Jaime is sort of like my brother, I guess. My brother's a good musician. He plays the mandolin, but he will not enter a contest because he couldn't take losing.
That's what it is.
You know, it would devastate him if he went on a competition and didn't win, and so.
So I'm excited. I'm excited. We've got Walter Jackson Chevrolet. We've got Heritage Funeral Home. We've got the Ringo Telephone Company. We've got Mountain View Chrysler. We have juniors. And what are we going to have this year? We're going to have Grand Marshal, Barney Fife. And hey, we haven't talked much about the fireworks other than the fact we're going to have them. Who's sponsoring the fireworks this year?
That's our new bank, the First Bank,
Uh-huh.
and Mashmer Equipment are co-sponsors with that, and that will be at the end of the event, somewhere around 10:15.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to have a fun night, aren't we?
If I can just get some competition on my stage, I'll be real happy.
He worries every year, and I'm telling you what, hey, they knock you down to get the stage because they want that,
Yeah.
that green cash. So y'all come on out. If you've got a little darling that plays a fiddle, manjo, what's a manjo?
I got one.
Just get you one of those and bring that little darling out, put him on stage. They're going to bring you home some money because he has got first, second, and third in each age group category. So that's exciting. But moreover, my favorite time of the year is 1890s Day Friday Gospel Night. And I'm so looking forward to hearing all that beautiful harmony and singing. And I think about the old Appalachian style music, porch playing and singing in the harmonies. And then I thought about, you know, back a few years ago, there was something that we added there at the First Baptist Church. It was the car show. And this year we're going to do another car show, aren't we?
Tractor show.
Tractor show. So if you've got some tractors, bring those on out. What about, let's see, what else is it? What they call it, a drive-in? Is that what it's called? A cruise-in. That's what I was thinking.
A cruise-in car
A
show.
cruise-in and a tractor show. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. So if you have seen this commercial, please spread the word. Let people know that in beautiful Ringo, Georgia, Memorial Weekend, there's all sorts of things going on, and all the entertainment is free. And we'll probably have even some things for kids this year too, won't we? Oh, and we're going to have the gospel night at Heritage Funeral Home. We're sponsoring that. And I want you to know Gene Lowry Memorial. That's what we're going to sponsor because it's just not the family gospel night. It's the Gene Lowry Memorial Gospel Night. Gene was a judge, as you well know, and he sung with the Pipeline Quartet. And he was all such a part of 1890s Day through the years. And when the Lord called him home, we decided, you know, we want to honor Gene and all that he has done. And so that's why we call it the Gene Lowry Memorial Family Gospel Night. And then, of course, now our new judge, which is, well, I call him new judge. He's been in office for almost 3 years now. We've got Jeff Hollander and his family. And Jeff came aboard, and he's such a part of this. And he works so hard putting the stages together and getting the groups for the stages every year. And I'm just real proud that Jeff is part of this because Jeff and I grew up together, and I just dearly love him like he's just my own brother. So I want you to know that. And I love you guys like you're my brother, too. I feel like we're family. We've been together now so long.
That's what I said when I walked up here. I don't see you but once a year, but it's at
It's like a
1890s days.
family reunion. That's it. Well, guys, is there anything else you want to share with the folk?
Just come out and
Not
have a
me.
great time.
We need people to come and enter all our competition, and we need people to listen. You will hear some really quality musicians. They're not professionals, but they're definitely not amateurs. They play their instrument like a professional, and some of them that are coming out of Nashville are they blow your mind.
They are some more. I promise you, if you've never heard Summer, come and hear Summer on the Ringo Telephone stage there on Friday night. She's going to be there somewhere around 8 o'clock or so. But Summer is a wonderful young lady. She was born and raised here in Ringo, Georgia. She's a wonderful artist. She plays in Nashville all the time, and you can go on her webpage and just hear some of her music. But I promise you, you will enjoy that child, because not only is she a wonderful musician, but she just has a servant's heart, and she's quite pleasant to the eye. She's real pretty to look at. So y'all come out and see her.
I think that's a good idea.
I guarantee you, she can enter one of them beauty pageants. I'm telling you, that child is beautiful. The Lord has taken just a little more time and stretched the skin across her differently than He did me.
Well, now, you know her mother is Rita, what's her last name now?
Let's see.
Used to be Hollander, but now then it's not.
Woody.
Woody.
It's
She's,
Woody
and
now,
she's
so-
a gifted artist too, isn't she?
Rita and Woody, I mean, her husband Gary, performed at the Ringo Opry last Saturday night, and I really cornered them and said, you need to come and enter our band contest because you're so good and you got such a good sound. And so they said they would, and she said, we might add another person to the band when we enter the contest, and that was going to be her daughter, Summer.
Well,
So
good.
Summer probably going to play the mandolin.
I was going to say, she plays guitar, mandolin, bass. She plays just anything you put in her hand. She's one of those kind.
I think that crew has a real good shot at winning that competition, and they're local. That would be real good.
I don't know. I might get Brian. Me and Brian might do a duet that night. You never can tell. You reckon she'll let you loose from UCTV to come sing with me? All right, well, guys, I appreciate y'all coming out and being with us tonight. I hope you watch this commercial. Brian's going to edit it and make us look just as good as he can. Come out to 1890s Day. Promise you, you'll have a fun-filled weekend.
Won't cost a dime.
FREE.